So my name's Alec White. I'm a junior environmental studies major and chemistry minor, and I worked on the environmental sustainability and athletics project. So funny enough, today's actually my 21st birthday, and while it's not exactly how I envisioned spending it, I think that all I really want for my birthday is to have a really good presentation. So you guys can let me know in the end how well that went. So why athletics? I'm a member of the men's basketball team, and I spend a lot of time in the athletic facilities. I was drawn to this project because I wanted to combine two of my passions of sustainability and athletics and do what I could to create a positive attitude towards sustainability within the department. And so at Swarthmore specifically, 40% of students participate in club, intramural, or varsity sports. And with such a large amount of students that go through the facilities every day, athletics at Swarthmore has the capability to encourage change across campus and has in the past. And coupled with the rise of athletics as a whole is giving us a broader platform to project this. Multiple teams making Centennial Conference playoffs, NCAAs, and even the national championship game. And our small school size, which some see as a detriment, can actually be used to our advantage to implement these projects. So my project kind of broke down into two sections, a pre-COVID-19 and a post-COVID-19. So the first thing I worked on was a project called Threes for Trees with a green advisor, Chris Matthews. So I originally seen this project from Portland Trail Blazers, where they partnered with an organization to plant a tree for every three-pointer made in a season, and we brainstormed a way to make a version for Swarthmore. So we met with Momi Jeske, the Chrome Woods PSRF, to make it possible. And so the men's and women's basketball team combined for over 300 made three-pointers this season. So that's going to be a lot of trees. Secondly, my part of my project was educating student athletes to make them more environmentally engaged citizens. So the waste training game was designed to be a fun way to educate the students and help them know how to properly sort their waste into the three bins we know and love at Swarthmore College. And then secondly, with the student organization, Garnet Go Green, we developed a ranking system to rank each of the teams on how sustainable they are. And so as you can see, besides a few notable exceptions, nearly everyone in the department is in the bronze or silver category, which shows that almost everyone is doing something, and now it's a matter of ramping it up and hopefully one day getting everyone into gold. And while the purpose of these projects is ideally to get everyone on each team super motivated about sustainability and more knowledgeable about how to be a more environmentally engaged citizen, if even one person on each team is able to do this, they can kind of lead their own teams and make the department as a whole better, which is kind of what I've seen on my team. My teammates come to me asking me what goes in what bins. My roommates on my team acknowledge that they find themselves recycling more when they're around me. And I think that's kind of a part of a big reason why my men's basketball team is one of the only silver ranked teams. So post-COVID-19, my project transitioned into more about carbon offsets. So what is a carbon offset? Everything that we use that requires electricity or gas emits carbon dioxide as a byproduct and contributes to climate change. So companies like TerraPass, which is the company Swarthmore uses, calculate how much CO2 you emit and come up with a price to offset these emissions by putting that money into projects funding renewable energy and carbon capture. And then the organization gets a certificate showing they've offset their carbon emissions. So let's break this down for a trip that Swarthmore Athletics knows all too well, to our rival Hopkins. So Johns Hopkins University, the trip is 181 miles round trip, and in a standard coach van that the department uses, emits about 0.3 metric tons of carbon dioxide, or 300 kilograms, and roughly 660 pounds. And that's just one trip. So for the 18 and 19 school year, the varsity teams traveled almost 20,000 miles, emitting 54 metric tons of carbon dioxide, not including air travel. So that's not including volleyball's trip to Grand Rapids, Michigan, the baseball and softball teams to Florida, or men's basketball to Fort Wayne, Indiana. And so that total price came out to $1,300, and split among the 22 teams is roughly $60 per team. So looking forward, the Threes for Trees program, we were planning to plant on Earth Day, which obviously we weren't able to do, but that's ready to go as soon as we are able to get back on campus. But I started thinking, we had the idea, why does it have to just be basketball? Why can't it be every goal scored in soccer, every kill in volleyball, every lap ran around the track? Let's make this a department-wide program. Similarly, with the waste orientation event, The groundwork has been laid and is ready to be handed off to a green advisor once we're back on campus to be actually performed. And finally, in terms of offsets, I think despite the state of the economy that we're facing and the athletic department's strict budgets already, I think the $60 can be easily fundraised or applied for as a grant or something, because I think while it won't make a huge difference in itself, I think it's a really big important first step. And at the very least, it's symbolic that Swarthmore Athletics acknowledges that they know and we know what we're putting into the atmosphere, and we're working on reducing it. And this project will also be continued by the carbon offset PSRF next year across the entire Swarthmore facilities. So I wanted to thank our PSRF project board and mentor